Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everybody watching. Welcome to our episode number 14 already of our weekly series, What's Your Spark? Today I'm here with Mokgaetsi Sebothoma from Cape Town, South Africa, all the way over there. So, Bona, Mokgaetsi.
Sawubona Regina.
It's so lovely to have you on. So I try to say your name often today so I can practice it. It won't always come out perfect. But so can you please say it again for all of us so everybody can hear how it's really pronounced because it's so beautiful?
Okay, I am Mokgaetsi Sebothoma.
Mokgaetsi Sebothoma.
Yes,
Okay,
brilliant.
awesome. Thank you. So before Mokgaetsi talks to us about her spark, I need a quick word with our beloved audience. If you're watching this, please support the show by hitting that like button. Do share your comments and your questions, even if you couldn't catch us live and you're watching the recording. I promise you, I'm going back from time to time and look at, and looking at I'll be looking at your comments and questions, and I'll make sure to answer them and to honor you and your time as well. So those of you who have seen previous interviews, you know that what we're doing here is, or what our intention is here is, we're here to inspire. So this is another episode for all of you who like to be inspired by other women. Women who are contributing their insights and creativity, their wisdom, their expertise, their stories, their brilliance. In a word, their spark. Because fresh inspiration helps us explore new possibilities for ourselves, or just walk on our path, on the current path, with fresh positive energy. And through these interviews with women around the world, we can grow from and with each other so we can fully live our spark, which then leads to more passionate, purpose-driven, and impactful lives, because we all have this spark inside of us. It's just a matter of igniting it. So let us remember, each of us has a special spark, and we are meant to sparkle it out to the world. Shine with our brilliance as entrepreneurs, as employees, as speakers, in whatever capacity. Yeah, so today it is my absolute pleasure to introduce to you Mokgaetsi Sebothoma. Mokgaetsi is the CEO of Divinity Global Group with the same website. Look her up on her LinkedIn profile after our show. But for now, listen up, because she has a lot to share, I'm sure. So she's all about helping courageous leaders break through corporate ceilings and skyrocket their income. I love that because I'm a huge fan of courageous leadership. And just a few months ago, I wrote an article on courageous leadership for the corporate magazine. And I'm also all about women employees increasing their income, their influence, and their impact. And so we are pretty much aligned. We just do it in different ways, right? And that's also how I was instantly drawn to Mokgaetsi's profile when I met her in a virtual group that we're both part of. So we had a Zoom meeting and we realized that there was so much more for us to talk about. So I invited her to this episode, and here she is. Mokgaetsi, are you ready to rock this?
I am ready, Regina. You can fire away.
That's wonderful. Shop, shop. I remember that from my times in
That is
South
so
Africa. Shop,
African,
shop.
right?
First time somebody said that in a store to me, I said, "What do they mean? Shop,
Yeah.
shop? Should I shop?" That was funny. Anyway, so here's my first question. It's always the most important question. What's your spark?
My spark is to inspire and equip leaders to lead with integrity and to also step into their brilliance and perform and have a high impact and be able to lead those that they lead with integrity, standing for their truth at all times without any fear. Hence, I refer to courageous leaders in my bio.
Yeah, I love that. And even courageous leaders have fear, but as you say, or as you help them do, they can step into their courage and into courageous leadership, because don't we all have fear sometimes? But then it's a matter of doing it anyway.
Yes, they say our treasure lies on the other side of fear, so we have to face it head on, because when we do, then it disappears.
Oh, I love this. Yeah, our treasure lies on the other side of fear. I have to remember this. Really beautifully said. Love it, love it. And how did you find your spark? Was there maybe some event that triggered you to find it, or did it find you, or did you know right from the beginning as you came to this earth, oh, this is what I want to do?
You know
How did it
how
go?
how I
Sorry.
wish that I had found it from the beginning, that I just woke up and knew it. For a long time, I didn't know, after I finished high school, what I wanted to do. I had initially wanted to become a geologist because I love geography, I love nature, and so that appealed to me. But the trick was that I wasn't good in physics and the sciences at school. So and because of that, I was led to study a stream that didn't have mathematics. It had geography, but it didn't have maths, which meant that I could not do what I wanted. And with all the effort to persuade my dad to change schools, he would not budge. So I completed, my high schooling, and then we had a conversation about what I was going to do next. And he encouraged me to study law, which I had never considered before. But because my options were limited, I didn't want to do all the other professions that were common, like teaching, like nursing, or become somebody's secretary because I was good at typing. I agreed to study law. So then,
Okay.
for me, then it became just about a career. From childhood, we get encouraged to go to school, to study, get good grades, get into a job, and work until you reach retirement age. So that was sort of the path that I too was going to follow, after speaking to my dad. So I went on to study. I completed with brilliant results, and I went to the job market and became an attorney by training, joined corporate, and I decided I was going to carve a very successful career in corporate, which I did. But something was still amiss, something was missing in my life. And so I started seeking after like maybe 15 years, or yeah, there about 17 years or so, after I had started working, seeking for my purpose. Because, when you listen out, you hear people talking about purpose, purpose, purpose. And it was just not coming to me, because the conversations I was having with people was that your purpose is within you. And I was like, but I've been looking inside, I can't find it. And Regina, I wish somebody could just tell me this is your purpose, because it didn't make sense to keep looking within. And that was the funniest thing. But lo and behold, I came across a speaker, someone who was training um, us in network marketing, because it's something that I explored to see whether I could do that. And he spoke about Ikigai. I don't know if you've heard about Ikigai.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So he spoke about Ikigai, and the way he explained it, to say, there is a diagram for anyone who's listening. You can go and Google it, and you'll find it. It's based on a book with that name of Ikigai, but
Mm-hmm.
what it really is, it's a Japanese concept that means you're looking for something that will give you a meaning for life.
Yeah.
And so it's based on your passion, your mission, your profession, and your vocation. And, it comprises of circles, and where they intersect, you will find your sweet spot. And then on the outer circles, you find what you love to do, what the world needs, what you can get paid for, and what you're good at. And all these elements have to be looked at in combination. So, using that concept, I was able to look at, okay, what am I good at? I was already in executive roles, leading. I had gone up the corporate ladder, so I knew. And the other confirmation is that I'm a firstborn child at home. So I've always been the leader of my five siblings. When we grew up, I was given responsibilities very, very early on. So that came naturally to me.
We have that
Um,
in common, dear.
oh, okay.
First of five. But go on, sorry. Go on. I just needed to quickly share. So another thing we have in common.
Awesome. Awesome.
Okay. Yeah,
Um,
but please go on.
so,
Yeah.
so that was a natural gift that I knew I had. And then from there, I knew that I love to encourage people. And I'm all about high performance, productivity, and just excellence. And I have a very high ethic. So, looking at all these things in combination, I was able to say, I think I could do coaching. And then one thing followed another, and I got an opportunity to serve in my church, facilitate redemption programs, and I saw that I connect so well with people. And I love people, they love me. And then I got an opportunity to be on a panel to speak, and the comments afterwards were so good. So all of that over time led me to my purpose after searching for a very long time. And the point is never to give up. Unlike my son, who's a soccer star, the one that I was telling not to kick the ball in the house, he was born kicking the ball. So he came out, he was crawling, kicking the ball. So that is his talent. He loves soccer. But for me, it wasn't like that.
Yeah, for me it wasn't like that either. Now I can feel you. Now I also have seen though that as you well described, one chapter in our life leads to the next, so everything builds up. And I have, like you, although differently, of course, a very eclectic set of experiences on several different continents. And I've owned businesses in a couple of other countries in Latin America, and then my time at BCG. And but it all came together in this very unique expertise, just like you also had gathered this very unique set and combination of expertise that you're now using to pass it on to your clients and to support them with this very unique, not just skill set, but yeah, this experience. Yes, because it's all about experience in the end that we bring to the table. That's why every coach is so different, and I love it. And that's how we eventually come closer to what we call our purpose. Now, also, of course, our purpose can change over a lifetime. We have certainly also lived a piece of our purpose in our previous jobs or businesses or activities, right?
That's
It's just
true.
that, okay, now we are getting closer to how we can make the biggest impact and the biggest difference in the world. That's how I would probably say it. So thank you for sharing that. That's really cool. Love the story. And how are you making an impact through your spark? So you already explained it a little bit when you shared your spark for when I asked you my first question, but tell
Yeah.
us a little bit more about it.
Okay, so I decided a couple of months ago that I would leave my job because, I had been in a successful career, but I felt there was something more for me. So I decided to step out because if I remained in corporate, then I wouldn't be able to serve in the manner that I intended to serve. And when I say serve, I decided that I would start a coaching business, coaching and consulting. So I mentor people, I help them, find their purpose and help them map out their vision and their goals. But specifically focusing on leaders because even though you can have a successful career, sometimes we feel unfulfilled on our path. that yes, I am in this place, I am performing, but I feel like this is not what I was born to do. So most of us, as we evolve through the process that you've explained, we've gathered experiences and we've built them up, and at a certain point we are ready to launch into something else that is greater and take those quantum leaps. So I own, Divinity Global Group. As you said, I am the founder and the CEO. And so I work with people using the program that is a step by step process called Thinking into Results. And through that, it doesn't matter where you are in your life, what you are doing. I am able to, hold you by the hand and help you get to your next, step. I won't say destination because there is no destination until we did. We just map out where we would like to get to from where we are. And then when we get there, we realize, oh, there's the next thing. And I do that and you can do that over and over again using the same
True.
system. But the brilliant thing is that through this work, you actually get to work on discovering who you are. Because many of us have not had that opportunity. As I said, it's not society's focus to teach us to learn who we are. We are focusing on the outside, on the environment. We want to, get hooked and get feedback from the environment than to dig deep within and realize our brilliance and want to bring that to the surface. So that is how I'm using my spark, to equip courageous leaders to step into their brilliance.
That's awesome. That's brilliant, I should say. Yeah, and I developed over time my own coaching framework. It's my signature framework that I call the Powerful Leadership Transformation. It's also on my website, transformyourperformance.com. And distinctive uniqueness is what I call this. We're calling it Spark here in this show, right? So distinctive uniqueness is a little bit more encompassing than the spark, because the spark, yes, I think, is more the result of it, and it's more the one specific core part of it, right? But so the distinctive uniqueness is one of the 4 pillars of that signature framework. And the other pillars are a self-empowering mindset and heart set. Then you have distinctive uniqueness, then we have a body and energy conscious presence, because I think we don't talk about energy enough in business, and it has such a significant role because all we are is energy. All our activities are energy, all our thoughts are energy, right? And then the 4th is inspired and effective action, which is sort of a consequence of the other 3. And then I've added on the conversational intelligence, which brings in the trust building and the verbal component, really. Although we build trust through all the other pillars as well. So anyway, but I just thought that would fit nicely to your comment, because, as we said, we all do it in our own way. And of course, I also work with my clients on vision and goals and all that stuff that we all as entrepreneurs have to do over and over. I've done it like, I don't know how often I've written or rewritten or updated my vision, right? And I just did it recently again, like about 4 weeks ago. So before we close, I just wanted to quickly, we could talk here forever, right? But we will do more of that for sure. So before we close, I wanted to quickly also share my spark and what I'm here for on LinkedIn and in my business. So I'm a multicultural transformational leadership coach. I help mid-tier women employees achieve their next career goal, so they can fulfill their potential and increase their income, influence, and impact, because impact is what we all want, right? So I'm also an inspirational speaker and training facilitator who loves to inspire and teach about anything related to how you can gain greater visibility in your organization. And you do that by enhancing your business presence, practicing a self-empowering growth mindset and heart set, as I said earlier, and bringing out your unique brilliance, your distinctive uniqueness, so you can sparkle it out to the world. And in this way, increase your success and live a more fulfilled life. Humanizing the workplace is another big speaking topic for me. So that also goes hand in hand with your courageous leadership, in my opinion, because it's really about, making the workplace more human. And we'll have another webinar coming up this Thursday. No, is it Friday? I think it's Friday, with the UNICAF University of Zambia and called UAE, where we talk about humanizing the workplace. This time I'm not a speaker. I'm not one of the panelists. I was one at the first 5 shows, but this is a collaboration project I do. So if you're interested, you can check that out. I'm going to post about it shortly. And also watch out for my free gift this Thursday morning, when I'll be sharing a video about the true secret behind making an awesome first impression. Little spoiler alert, you do not have 7 seconds to make that impression, as we're so often told. Check into my profile on Thursday around 11:30 a.m. Eastern to find out more and get the video. So thank you so much again, Mokgaetsi, and thanks to all the beautiful people watching, either live or the recording. We appreciate you, we see you, and we love you. We trust the show inspired you. Yes, you're so welcome. And it's my turn to thank you, actually, for being such a wonderful guest. So thank you again. And we trust the show inspired you to really dig deep with your own spark and fulfill your potential in this way. Please do hit the like button, share your comments if you feel inspired. Also, share the show to your LinkedIn newsfeed. And I'll also post a recording, as always, on YouTube. My YouTube channel is Regina Huber. You can also find all the previous episodes on that YouTube channel as well. So see you next Tuesday, when I'll be chatting here with Emily Crookston from North Carolina, USA. For now, as always, make it a beautiful and fruitful day, and I remain powerfully in service.